You can't say you're a tailor or seamstress without knowing how to sew perfect darts. Yet, a lot of beginners struggle with it. Maybe you do too. It's either the dart comes out not straight or it leaves a hole like this at the end. If your dart does not look seamless like this or you struggle to make it look almost like this, then watch this video to the end. In this video, I will be sharing simple trick I'm sure you didn't know about on how to make perfect darts. And don't worry, you don't have to draw lines or any big technique like that to achieve this. I will demonstrate this trick first on a V-shaped dart, like those darts you have on your skirts, blouses, and trousers. First, determine your starting point and mark. Drop your needle on the fabric at the starting point, like you see me do here, and then drop your machine foot too. With your needle on the starting point, bring your thread, that excess thread you have at the back, that's normally pushed to the back so it doesn't get in the way of your sewing. Bring it forward. I'm using a different color thread here so you can see what I'm doing. Then mark the end of your darts. Use this thread as guide for your dart by bringing it diagonally to stop at the tip of your dart. Then use it as guide to sew to the end. You see how easy it is? I'm going to demonstrate this a second time so you really understand it. Drop the needle in the fabric, drop your foot too, mark your dart length, that's the end of your dart. Use your excess thread as guide to sew to that dart point. You can never go wrong with it. Now, let's try the same trick on a diamond-shaped dart, like the ones you see on your dress without waistline seam. Those ones that combine blouse waist dart with skirt waist dart. I hope you understand what I mean. Again, we'll be using this thread as a guide. Start at one tip of your dart and drop your needle at the very tip of the fabric like this. Mark the widest point on your dart, which usually corresponds to your waistline, and mark the point, the dart intake. That's what I'm doing here. On the waistline, the dart intake is 1 inch, so that's half an inch on both sides. Drop your needle at the very end of the fabric. You should just have like a tiny hair of fabric at the end. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Then from that tip, pivot your thread to the dart intake and sew. Stop at that point and pivot the thread diagonally again to the end and sew your darts. You see how easy it is? No stress. The thread just guides us to the end. And after that, you can cut off your thread. I'm going to demonstrate that again so you understand. Alternatively, you can start from the widest point of your darts and sew to both ends. I did not demonstrate that here, but if it gets difficult, I can use a short to demonstrate that. That will mean you have to subscribe to this channel so you can get that upload. So I'm redemonstrating the same technique here. Mark the midpoint. Mark your dart intake on the waistline. Also mark the end points of your darts. Pivot the thread to the widest point and then to the tip. That's your dart leg. And that is how our dart comes out. You can see how it melts easily into the fabric after ironing. No holes, no bulge, no wobbling. And that will give a very perfect finishing at the end of you sewing your dress or whatever garment you are making. I'm sure this video has been of help. Be kind enough to share it to others so that they can also benefit from this simple trick that will make a whole lot of difference. Also subscribe to this channel as I share tips and tricks like this that will make your sewing journey easier. Kindly leave a comment if there's anything you would like to see or any tutorial you would like to see on this channel. Thank you for staying to the end of this video. My name is Sarah and this is Princess Fashion.